She looked smaller somehow. Her wrapper was loose around her thin shoulders. She hadn't bothered to tie her headscarf. Her eyes were swollen but dry. We stood there for a long time, neither of us speaking. Finally, she cleared her throat. Ikenna told me he was leaving. She said quietly. I nodded. Did you ask him to? She asked. No. Do you want him to? My voice was a whisper. Yes. Her mouth trembled. At least you were honest. She looked past me into the empty room. We spent years building something I thought was unbreakable, she said softly. Friendship, marriage, family. But it took only a few days for everything to crack. I swallowed. I knew, she interrupted. That's the worst part. I knew you didn't want it. I knew you loved him. Maybe you still do. A tear slid down her cheek. But I also see the way you look at him. I looked away, ashamed. She stepped forward, close enough that I could smell the hospital antiseptic still clinging on her. Leave before morning, she said, voice shaking. Please, for all our sakes. I looked up at her, eyes burning. Where will you go? I whispered. Home, to my family, to remember who I was before all of this. She turned to leave, then paused. I don't know if I can ever forgive you, she said without looking back. But I hope one day I can. And then she walked away. The door closed, and for the first time I realized nothing would ever be the same again. I left before sunrise. I didn't tell anyone, not my mother, not my sisters, not even my boss at work. I packed what I could carry and boarded the first bus to Oka. As the bus pulled away, I watched Enugu disappear behind me. The streets, the hospital, the guest lodge, all swallowed by the morning mist. When I closed my eyes, I saw Ngozi's face, Ikenna's, and mine, somewhere between shame and longing. Three lives tangled together by choice we never intended to make. By the time I reached my mother's compound, I felt hollow. She took one look at my face and said nothing, just opened her arms and pulled me into her chest, like she used to when I was a child who scrapped her knee. I didn't have to explain. Mothers always know. Weeks passed, no calls, no message. Every morning I woke up thinking I would hear Ngozi's voice, see Ikenna's name flash across my screen. But the silence grew heavier with each day. I started writing letters to both of them, letters I never sent. To Ngozi, I wrote apologies, memories, regret. To Ikenna, I wrote truths I could never say loud, that I had loved him since the first day, that I had spent years burying my feeling because loyalty mattered more than desire, that a part of me wished things had turned out differently, even though it broke me to admit it. Every letter ended the same way. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. It was on a Saturday afternoon when my mother called me to the veranda. Adaeze, you have a visitor. I came outside and my breath stopped. Ngozi stood there. Tina, her face serious but softer than I remembered. She wore a plain blue wrapper, no jewelry, no makeup, just herself. She didn't wait for me to speak. She walked forward and hugged me. I froze. Then slowly I hugged her back. We stood there for a long time. Two women who loved each other like sisters, who had hurt each other deeper than any stranger ever could. When we finally pulled apart, her eyes were bright with tears. I came because I couldn't carry this alone anymore, she said. I needed to see you. My voice shook. I thought you would never forgive me. I hadn't, she whispered, but I don't want to hate you either. She took a deep breath. Ikenna left the country. He's in the UK now. He said he needed time to clear his head. I swallowed hard. And you? I asked. "I'm staying with my mother," she said, trying to find myself again. There was silence. "Adaeze," she said, voice low, "do you still love him?" I closed my eyes. "Yes," I whispered. She nodded like she already knew. "Then maybe it's good he left for all of us." Weeks turned into months. Little by little, the ache started to dull. I focused on my work, on rebuilding trust with Ngozi, one cautious step at a time. She called sometimes. We didn't talk about Ikenna, just about small things, recipes, church, the weather. Our friendship will never be the same, but maybe that was okay. Some things break and stay broken, others heal into something new. And as for Ikenna, he stayed in the UK. He never called, never wrote. Maybe he was trying to be noble. Maybe he was trying to forget me. Or maybe he was trying to forgive himself. I didn't know. All I knew was that life was moving forward. And for the first time in a long while, I wanted to move with it. One evening, nearly a year later, I sit outside my house, watching the sun deep behind the mango trees. I thought of everything that had happened, the promise I made, the love I couldn't confess, the friendship I almost lost, the man I will always carry somewhere in my heart. Some people say life is simple, that right and wrong are easy to separate, but they are not. Sometimes love grows in the wrong place. Sometimes loyalty means breaking your own heart. I don't know if Ngozi fully forgave me. I don't know if Iken ever stopped loving me. I don't know if I will ever stop loving him. But I do know this. Regret doesn't disappear. You just learn to live around it. And you keep going because that's what life demands of all of us. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please like, comment, and share. Thank you.